When you're all doomed to die a horrible death.
We're all doomed to die a horrible death.
When you're in that kind of trouble, who do you call on?
Doc Savage! Doc Savage! Doc Savage! Doc Savage!
Before we get too deep into this, I wanted to preface by saying I don't really know anything about Doc Savage. I know his overall aesthetic, he's the adventurer, all-around good guy, hero type from the 40s and the 30s and etc. And you can tell the gist of the character based on the pulp, because these are characters from the 30s. You should be able to look at it and be like, oh yeah, this guy does that. And I was conflicted on if I wanted to read the 2014 BC run, but I figured it'd be more fun if I went in and did the review based on myself and my impressions of the figure, because I don't really get a lot of characters that are like this where I don't really know too much about them. So anyways, I hope you enjoy, and let's take a look at the figure. So, by the disclaimer, you could definitely guess. Mezco Doc Savage review. So this is going to be our first review, and I want to kind of experiment here. So again, same with the Spawns video. Keep in mind, this is my first review, and this is going to be a little different than my normal custom overview. Although I'm going to try to keep this a little bit more steady in how I review. So, let's open them. Okay, new angle. This is for the review station at least. I have my knife. I don't think I'm going to need it, but let's get this guy open. So, front. Side, top, bottom, and back. Alright, so doing this through the camera, which is new. I'm not really used to this. Okay. I'm excited. This is a very fun looking figure, and Mezco does the pulp stuff really well. And also these are probably the only versions of this character that we're going to get. So first tray we have Doc himself. Ooh, flocked hair. Try not to get too into it. We're just first impressions here. Articulation's nice. Aesthetically, he's nice. His proportions. I believe this is the Conan body. And that makes him a little bit taller, a little bit bigger than most of your 1/12 characters. Look at that. Turn his head. Yeah. Alright. So, yeah, I'm considerably happy with this. This is so far so good. So, aside from your plastic wrap, we have our trays, you have heads, goggles, hands, other weapons, effects, shirts, stands, and more accessories. So, I'm going to get this all open, I'm going to get this situated, and we'll talk about everything. So getting them all open and standing straight up and down after my brief little posing session and looking at all the accessories, he is wonderful. I really want to pick him up and play with him, and I think that's what you should. I think that's the best part about these pulp figures, is that they speak to you. I've known more people who don't know Dick Tracy and own the figures than people who actually like the character, and this is sadly the case for him, because I have not read anything Doc Savage, although I do plan on reading the pulp novels after this figure. Yeah, I suppose let's get into the close-ups, and let's talk about some of the closer and finer details. Starting off like usual, we have the pants and the boots. Boots are very well sculpted. I think there's a little bit of a dry brush and washing. The paint is really nice on the boots. The tailoring on the pants I actually really like. I was really not weirded out, but I was interested to see how they were going to do like the little tufts at the pants. And surprisingly, that's just how it's tailored. I'm sure someone in the comments is going to go, oh, well, that's how it's actually tailored. But that's what I wasn't sure of, and I'm pleasantly surprised at how that looks. Coming up to the upper body, I can definitely tell this is a bit of Conan at the very least. Judging by the veins and like the striations, the joints, it very much looks like Conan. The belt is well painted. There's the buckles and everything is painted on. Really glad about that, and always Mezco quality because this is a little over $100 figure. So good to see. The head is really nice. It's really striking. I like how it's flocked. I like the overall aesthetic of it. And yeah, let's get into some close-up of that. So coming up to the head, the flocked hair gives this really nice texture, and it looks like real hair without actually being real hair because that would look bad. Again, the face is very visually striking and visually interesting. I think that's the best thing about these Mezco heads. They're fairly realistic and they look really well. Some of them don't really have paint on the faces minus lip. Like, they don't really paint like the lips and the details like that. This one I don't think is much different, but he does look quite nice, and just the look on his face, he has that classic pulp look, determined expression. This is a wonderful head, and I'm really glad it doesn't disappoint, because once you get it looking like that direction, wonderful. Same thing with this head, it's similar details, and I was really concerned that this is actually the same head, but it is pointing a different direction. Some of his teeth is showing. He's a little bit more concerned, especially at this angle. This would be a wonderful shot. He's looking in a certain direction. His teeth is gritting. He's a little less determined and a little bit more stressed, but he still has that calm and sure of himself look that you would want from a pulp hero such as Doc. Coming in with this head, this is the last of the blonde shaved hair head. This one looks a little softer, a little bit more gentle, a little bit kinder. Same overall details because it is the same guy. Again, the flocked hair, that really amazes me. I really like how that looks, and I like how the overall aesthetic of it. One thing I do love about Mezco heads is how easy they are to pop on and off. They're really well engineered, so you aren't stressing out the joint and you aren't stressing yourself out. Lastly, we have the pulp head, the pulp cover head. This one's also really nice. This one's a little bit softer, a little bit gentler, and a little bit younger looking. It reminds me a lot of the Rocketeer, and I think that might have been intentional. But determined, this is a good neutral head, and this will work for various poses, especially for Doc. So in case this is your preferred look, Mezco has you covered here as well. Here's everything it comes with, minus the bag. Fairly stacked as a Mezco should be. Here we have the gas mask. I found the best way to put this on was to slide it over the head first, or underneath the head, and then attach the head. It's fairly easy. I really wish they did it more like Dick Sprang, Batman's gas mask, because it's just magnetic and you just stick it on. I think that would have been better. Here he is with the goggles. These just slide over. This is made with more of an actual elastic, so I'm a little bit more comfortable stretching it. Starting with the hands, he comes preloaded with 2 fists. He has 2 expressive hands. This one's a little bit more open, like kind of more like he's like touching something, and then one's more like he's grasping at something. 1 flat palmed hand and 1 kind of more holstering hand, 1 more supporting hand. 2 grip hands. One's a little less. One's more for a knife, and one's I think for the gun. This is grip hand. I could also see it being some sort of martial arts hand. Not sure what this is for. We'll get there when we get there. Another open hand. This one's a little bit more round. I imagine this is for the telescope. And 1 pointing hand in case he wants to be on the cover of Mad magazine. 1 knife. This is the best hand I found. This is like the smallest holding hand. 1 special Doc Savage gun. I believe these shoot non-lethal rounds. And the magazine does come out, and you can switch that out. Maybe. Yep, there we go. And it comes with 2 extra magazines in case you lose one, or in case you need some for photography. 2 firing effects. We have this one, which is more like a semi-auto for an automatic shot. And then we have 1 single shot. These are really easy to swap out, and these have been reused 1,000 times. 2 watches. I believe they're supposed to be the same watch with different faces. I just have them on both forearms just so I could fit it on one shot. No idea what this is or what to call it. I'm sure I'm going to flash a picture of what it is and what it does. This does split into 2. I thought it was a telescope, but not sure. Some pulp technology, I'm sure. Again, I'm going to figure out what this does and show it. I really like these pieces just because of how uniquely retro-futuristic these pieces are. We have a smoke grenade and a frag grenade. There is 6 of these and 3 of the smoke grenades. We have a grappling hook and rope. I'm not sure what hand is supposed to hold this. So before I really get into the extra clothes, I figure I'll show me putting them on him. This is the vest. As you just saw, it velcros down the middle. Trying to make sure it's on. Putting on these extra clothing bits is a bit frustrating with Mezco. Take your time if you need to. You don't want to rip anything and rush through it. And boom. Now he's in a spiffy vest. Here is the vest. The gun holsters right into the pouch in the front, and the little this thing just folds over because it is wired. Nothing to worry about there. No magnets, no snaps, no nothing. I'm not sure if the pouches work. I feel like that's just for decoration. Turning it around, his belt or the knife tucks into the back right there. It's made out of a nice pleather material. I very much recommend playing with him with this on in case of breaking it, because you're more likely to break and rip the clothes if you don't put them on, because the clothes aren't used to being posed like that. Alright, here's the shirt on. That took a lot longer than I expected. I wrecked one of the belt loops. Not fun with that. Not happy about that. But the battle damage shirt looks nice. It comes around here. Looks really wrecked. I am not sure at all what this little extra hang thing is, but can't complain too much because I think it looks great. The neat thing about the boots is that if you take these off, both heels have this kit. This is sort of like a lockpick toolkit. Slides on, and then this one does the same. More of like tranquilizer darts, some sort of darts, or syringes. Really cool. This is a really great figure, and I'm actually really happy. I don't really know much about it, just because it's such a fun and interesting design, and it's very toyetic, and it makes you want to play with it. The flocked hair is really nice. I really like the overall aesthetic of that. I like the accessories. The accessories are nice, although I can't figure out how to do the grapple. There is a bit of improvements that I think could be made, mostly with the gas mask and the clothes. I think the clothes are a little bit... I appreciate the sentiment of taking them all off and then swapping the shirts, but I did pop one of the belt loops. I wish those were just sculpted in, or maybe there was a better attachment method for that. But I think that's just more user error, and just be careful when you're doing that. So I suppose let's get into comparisons. First off, we have fellow pulp heroes, the Phantom and Flash Gordon. These are by NECA. These are the original superhero series. I love these two. I really hope Mezco gets around to doing a Phantom, because that would be awesome. Here we are with Mezco Shadow and Mezco Dick Tracy. These are awesome together. I went with Shadow because he and Doc Savage have a lot of crossovers, and then Dick Tracy just because I love Dick Tracy. Here he is with Frazetta Girls Conan and Mezco Popeye. There's no particular reason for either of these. I just kind of went with it because they just felt right. And with that, I think we've wrapped up this video. I think I've talked about all I really want to talk about. This is a fun figure. I cannot recommend it enough, especially if you're into like that pulp style. He is wonderful. I hope we get more Phantom and Rocketeer. Mezco, please. Otherwise, roll the slides, and I hope you enjoyed.